Hi, everybody. Ow. I'm here. It's been a while again. I can't even remember the last time now. Come here, baby handsome. He's staring at me. If you guys saw his face right now, he's totally in shock right now. He's like, why is she sitting in my chair right now?
Baby handsome, I've been sitting in this chair all day, working. You can sit here on my lap if you want me to, baby. If you want to. I'm okay with it. You're my big baby handsome. Come on, big man. Come sit with me.
He is huge now. From being a tiny baby and adolescent crazy man, he is my big handsome man. He's staring at me. He's very fixated on me now. So it's like he's sitting there right now, just like this, and he's hearing my voice and he's staring at me. He's like falling asleep at the sound of my wonderful voice. Okay.
Baby handsome, you're like the only person in the world that probably likes my voice, you know that? You can come here, yes.
Oh, tired. Oh my goodness, you're so good. Oh my goodness, my tired baby handsome.
Just sit on the couch.
Hi, Sensei, how are you? I did. I had a good Yule. Yes, I did. I was actually going to ask the same to you and everybody. I did. Did you do something special? I had my usual. I did my meat fondue and I had my fire. And it was nice. Yes, it was very nice. That's good. That's good. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, so now for the regular mortals, we got the New Year's celebration coming around, which already happened for us in October. But it is something that I have actually discussed recently. I met a lady recently that her parents are German, and she was like, I guess she was a little child when she was still in Germany. But then when they moved to the U.S., she's very Americanized. Like her German, she still speaks German, but it's kind of like broken up, But you could tell when she starts getting back into it, then it's coming back to her. Shit, what was that? What was my point about bringing this up now? We're talking about celebration. Shit, I forgot now. Damn it, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, it was great talking to her. Either way, it was great talking to her, and she was very excited to finally meet somebody else that speaks German, and her husband just kept on saying, like, she really needed this, she needed this, she hasn't spoken German with anybody in such a long time, because I guess her parents were one of those parents when they first moved to the U.S. They quit speaking German then. I've heard this many times now that the parents then stopped speaking German, potentially because, or possibly because of the, maybe World War II or something. They just had this thing where they're just not. What's up, Scooby? Cool. Let me do this.
Where did you go, baby handsome?
Maybe laying by my feet now. Oh, right behind me. Shit, what was it though? About the new year. Oh yeah, and I discussed with her that I find it really funny, or I find it almost odd, that Americans they use more fireworks during the 4th of July, Independence Day, than they use when they celebrate the New Year. So it's kind of like that their Independence Day is like more important to them than the beginning of the new year, which I mean, it's not maybe odd, but I find it interesting to know, because I've noticed that, that celebrations are a lot more like prominent. It's more prominent to celebrate for 4th of July than seemingly it is for the new year. So, fun fact. All right, Scooby. Oh my god, I love that little anime girl like this. DeLorean, yeah, right? Back to the Future. Dude, there's that one fucking scene, and I think maybe a lot of people don't get it, because MJF has, he has very, severe Parkinson's now, which is it's fucking horrible. He's one of those people that I would have never in my life guessed or hoped for that would ever happen. You know what I mean? So it's there's this scene in Family Guy in one of the episodes where, with Stewie, where the character that he plays in Back to the Future shows up and yells to Stewie, "Stewie, I have to tell you about your future." And Stewie's like, "What?" And he's like, "I have to tell you about your future." And Stewie looks down, he's like, "No, Michael, I have to tell you about your future." And I'm just like, oh my god. But Family Guy doesn't stop at anybody. They will talk shit and make fun about everybody and anybody. But yeah, that's one of those jokes where I was like, not Michael J. Fox. All right, Scooby. Back to the Future. Here we go. Okay. Miguel! Oh my god! Hey! How are you doing? It's been a long ass time, man. I'm like, is he dead? You're here! That is so awesome! Alright, Scooby. This is a very good card. I like this card. 7 of Wands right here. Talking about being kind of trapped in a labyrinth, but still able to find the way out. Against all odds, you will be victorious over competition. Sounds like a certain scenario in your life occurring. And winning of a fight or a struggle. So that's really good. That's a good card. That's why I said I really like that card. It's like a little child that's going through the woods and it's kind of lost, but the moon is kind of guiding them, and they're coming out unscathed on the other end. So very good card. Very good. So there will be a struggle of a greater magnitude, I guess, and you will come out victoriously at the end. You were looking for me 2 weeks ago. Where were you looking for me? Online or what? Yes, Scooby. I'm glad we had a good card for you. Online? Okay. Woo! Thanks for the sub, Miguel. Whee! Oh, online? Yeah. I haven't been really online, and I'm going to tell you the truth here why. I have been undertaking this new project now, okay? Because I think I have mentioned in the past that my great-grandfather was actually in a concentration camp during World War II. And when he was released, when he was released by the Russians and the Americans, after his release, he wrote a book about his experiences. Case of Duff the you can say Duff the beer or something. They have that. They actually have that. Laser tag. Oh my god. Yeah. So anyway, so when my great grandfather got out of the concentration camp, he wrote a book about his experiences in the concentration camp. Forward to year, what was this now, about 11 years ago, so 2012 or 2013, Christmas with my mother, I unwrap a gift, and what do I find? She had found the book online, because we never had it in our possession, but she had found it on eBay, and she had purchased it, and she gave it to me for Christmas. And I couldn't believe my eyes, because I had always talked to my mom about it and always hoped, like, maybe one day we can have this book, you know. So I unwrap it, and I see the book, and I'm like, and the first thing that is on my mind, I'm like, Mom, do you want to read it before I take it? She's like, I already read it before I even wrapped it up for you. And I was like, oh, okay, good. Typical. Classic, my mom, Claudia, classic. So I was like, okay. And I read the book. And in all my years growing up in Germany and everything, of course, you know that's what we are, like, drilled into our brains. Like, the worst things about the concentration camp, about the Holocaust, about everything that happened, like, we're just really drilled in school, even when it comes to TV. Everything always comes back some way to World War II. So I grew up, you know, hearing the worst and seeing the worst atrocities, you know, everything. This book is by far the worst thing when it comes to what actually took place in the concentration camps that I've ever read, that I've ever laid my eyes on, my ear, like, it is the worst. I mean, I am now, like I said, I read the book before, but today I was at page, I think it was 97, and I had literally, like, I had to stop for a moment because tears were coming in my eyes, and I'm like, I gotta stop for a minute. Because what I am currently doing is I'm translating this book from German into English. So that's what I've been spending my time on. I spend, like, not every day, but a couple of days out of the week I spend on it, translating it when I don't work. So, thank you, Metal. Thank you for your sub. Woo! So today I spent 7 hours translating it. Yesterday I spent 3 hours. Yeah, and usually it's like between 3 and 7 hours, or sometimes 8, that I will sit at the computer and translate this book. So I'm at page 100 now. The book has 205 pages, so I'm almost halfway there. So, because that's what I've been spending my time on. And here, for anybody, here it is. Here's the book. Hermann Erdmann Riemer, as you can see, is my last name. Name of the book, Sturz ins Dunkel, which means, translated, fall into darkness. Okay, so, yeah. And as you can see, it is very old and falling apart, and it's, there's even, somebody wrote something in there, somebody gave this book to somebody else in 1947 for New Year's 1947, Silvester. We call New Year's Silvester in German. So, yeah, and it's like slowly but surely, like, kind of falling apart. So I have to be very careful with it. I usually keep it in a glass case, and then displayed on my bookcase, but, you know, of course I have to take it out in order to translate it. The idea came from a nice gentleman that I was sitting at the bar with one night, and I told him about my about this, and he looked at me, and he was really into it. Like, a lot of old people are really into my story about this, and he looked at me, he was like, you need to translate this, like, you need to translate this. And I was like, really? He's like, yes. And I was like, you know what, why not? I'm capable. I should. And then I will probably most likely publish it on, like, Amazon or something. And then people can buy it, you know, if they want. If they want to really have the true stories of what went on there, firsthand experiences, and such a well-written book. It's like, it is really, after like 6 hours, it becomes it becomes, even, I mean, after an hour, it's a mental marathon. It's really, when I'm done, I sit there like this for a minute. I'm like totally dissociated, and I'm like, all right, I just need to be just sitting here for a minute. It takes me like an hour to get out of this, because I'm in there. I'm a person, like, I think my way in there, and I'm in there. I'm manifesting myself into that place, and it's like, so yeah. But so that's why I haven't really been streaming much, because I've been focusing on that. But now that I'm halfway done, I'm kind of like, I'm breathing, taking a breather a little bit. I'm like, okay, I'm making good progress, so I can, I can have a stream. So what are you saying here? Oops. That doesn't even make any sense. No, not you, but something just happened here on my screen that didn't make any fucking sense. Can I get dude, I would really love a beer right now. Like, I'm having my usual refreshment, but I would really love a beer right now. Not gonna lie. Nah, Scooby, you're my loyal follower. I'll give you another one. I got you. Yeah. So what's new with you guys? What's new with Scooby? What's new with Miguel? Shit. And yes, it does become, sometimes with the grammar, to trying to be able to maintain the expression that my great grandfather was trying to portray, the tone, the severity, of course, of most of the sentences, to maintain that without losing it in translation, so to speak, is tricky sometimes. Sometimes there can be a sentence where I sit there for a good 5 minutes and I have to really rethink it, because it's a longer sentence, so I have to make sure that the American English, the grammatical construction of the sentence in American English is correct, but does not lose the potency of the message of the sentence. You know what I mean? So it's tricky, and it has to be edited to later on some, I don't know what it's called, but it has to be overseen by somebody and checked for errors and stuff like that, especially when it comes to punctuation and grammar and construction of sentences, this and that. I think I can probably find a company that will do that, or I don't know. I'll have to then inform myself how I do that. Oh, in Spring Hill. Okay, is that where you live, kind of, then? So you're close? Biking around a lot is good, Scooby. It's got to be snowing there by now, yes, in Canada? Yeah, translation can be tough, especially when, because in English, these sentences are different. Like, in Spanish, they're a little different, too, but it's like they're almost a little more similar to the German construction of sentences, but nothing is similar to the English, the American English, really. So yeah, it's exhausting. It really is. So tonight I even said to myself, I was like, I don't know if I should stream, but at the last minute I was like, yes, I'm going to. Is it snowing there though, Scooby? No snow yet? No? Oh my god. That sucks. Alright, here's your card. Ooh. That's not so good. So you get the Emperor inverted here. Okay, so now we find this a different... see, my light is too bright, but... this is a little bit of a different scenario now. This is a different situation too, though. It is not related to the situation that we talked about earlier, but it is also not really good, because this is speaking of incompetence and weakness and indecision. I think you've had this indecision before with other cards, where you will be in the future indecisive with stuff. You won't be able to really decide on something that's crucial, that you have to maybe even make a quick decision on. So you won't be really competent enough to make that decision. So that's going to hinder you, and it's going to make you even appear a little weak, if you will. Okay? Sorry. I always hate giving this... I still don't like how this camera is set up. Oh, this might be better. Because... It's because this... Yeah, this is what it needs to be like, really. But it's like, then it's moving my other camera. Well, I can turn this a little bit like this.
Sweetie Kills.
Look at her. She's right there.
Sweet.
My baby handsome's on the ground back here. Oh, no, he left. Where did he go? On the bed, maybe? Oh, he went somewhere. Probably on the couch downstairs. He's got his new favorite, like, place where he lays on the couch now and sleeps there. It's one of the blankets that he just like, I guess he's just like super comfortable on it or something. But anyway, I'm glad to see all of you guys. I'm glad you're here. This is really great. I'm making mistakes again. I'm not checking my my multi-stream. So wait a minute, what is how do I do it? Oh, right here. Okay, cool. Yeah, we gotta hang out soon, Miguel. Really, for real. I've been going out on Fridays and Saturdays. I usually go out now. I go to the bar and have a couple of drinks. But yesterday I went there and it was kind of an odd and weird feel last night. Especially for my favorite bartender. He was acting very strangely. He totally overcharged me too. I just paid it because, like, a lot of times he won't charge me for a lot of stuff. So I just said nothing and I paid it. And it's also weird when I sit there and I have this feeling and I'm like, things are feeling weird. And like 5 feet away from me, I hear somebody talking. Things have been very weird today. And I'm like, okay. Yep, things are weird. So I only stayed, I went there. I had a drink there and I had a sushi roll. And then because this weird feeling was just kind of lingering. I was like, you know what? I think I need to bounce and go to a different bar. So I put my card there. Oh, and he was not happy about it. He was like, "You're leaving me already?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, I'll be coming back. Because I was kind of planning on coming back. And he was like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I'm going to Harvest, where my brother works, to see if my brother is working right now and to say hi, you know." And he was like, I was like, "Okay." Yeah, so I went there. I already knew my brother was working because I always go there first before I go to his bar. But like he caught me off guard and he was so mad that I was leaving. I was like, oh my god, like fuck, obsessed or something. So anyway, so then I went there. And my brother was there and the other bartender, she's funny. She has really long hair. She had it in like these cute two and she had like little butterfly clippings on there. She's cute. And we were like talking and I told him what happened. They're like, oh my god, you should have said something. And I was like, nah, it's alright. You know, it's alright. So I enjoyed my time there, but then I can feel, I was like, you know, I think it's best to not go back there. I'm just gonna go home. And I usually don't. I mean, when I go out, I stay out there and I'm leaving the bar at 12 when the bar closes, Gators. My last stop usually. I stay there, you know, and I drink, you know. But yesterday I was like, nah. And I was really glad because when I came home, I had my drink at home and I played some Tekken and I just relaxed and it felt better. Yeah, I guess so. he is like that too. If he sees me, this is a married man, right? This is a fucking whole married man. His wife usually works on in the inside bar, right? She does the inside bar and he does the outside bar. And it's like, I've known him for like 12 years. I've known him for a long time. And my mother used to work with him, and my mother always loved him. I was like, you need to find yourself a man like so-and-so. I'm not going to say his name, you know. And I'm like, Mom, he's married. And she's like, well, not him. A guy like him. And I was like, whatever. So I've known him for a long time. And he's always kind of seemed to have a thing for me. So this is what it seems like to me. Because if I'm sitting at the bar with another guy or something, if I'm sitting there with a guy at the bar, doesn't matter if this is like a friend or this is more than a friend. It doesn't matter what kind. Immediate change in attitude. And he will change me charge me for every single one of my drinks suddenly. What the fuck, man? Like, come on! I heard him say something, Scooby. He said something along the lines of, I can't wait for this week to end. I was like, okay, alright, whatever. And I even tried to make a little joke with him because there were 4 women at the bar. And guess what they fucking order? They order espresso martini. Espresso martini. For a bartender, it's like one of the worst nightmares because it's so tedious to make. It takes multiple ingredients. You gotta shake it up, blah, blah, blah. It's just a pain in the ass, right? So when he comes carrying out 2 martinis and his bar back is carrying out 2 martinis, espresso martinis, and putting them on the bar, I'm just like rolling my fucking eyes. I was like, are these ladies for real right now? And it was like, and I looked over and they were all like, taking pictures with the fucking martinis in their hands, and I'm just like, oh my god, you know. And I'm just kind of like, you know, I'm having a good time. I like people watching. I like making fun of them in my own head. And he walks by like this, and he's just shaking his head. And then he pours a beer, and I try to make a joke about it. And I looked at him, I was like, hey, Mike, should I say his name? Whatever. It's like, can I have an espresso martini too? And I was like, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to put you. He's like, you can have whatever you want. I was like, oh, okay. But I guess he didn't catch the joke, right? But whatever. So yeah, it's just kind of like awkward when I sit there with my guy friend or something, and then he's just like slams my drink down, and fucking most of the time the guy will pay for my stuff or whatever, you know. Some of you men are still nice. They'll still pay for the stuff of a woman even if they're not banging them. Okay? So it happens a lot of times, you know, and then he'll be pissed as fuck that the guy, and he'll charge him for every single drink that I had too, you know. It's like, oh my goodness, like, yeah. But it's funny to me. And then I go to Gators, where my other favorite bartender, she works there. She's never grumpy with me. She's always sweet to me and friendly, and we laugh our asses off, right? Because as much as I've said this before, as much as of course most don't believe it, we women are a lot less dramatic than men are. Really, we don't get in our feelings like that. I mean, I'm talking about real women. I'm not talking about like girls or insecure women or women that have really no confidence whatsoever. They'll freak out, you know, whatever. But I'm talking about real women in general. We're like the most relaxed creatures. Like, I'm so relaxed that I will laugh in a really situation where the other person is like so pissed off. And I will laugh my ass off, and they will scream in my face talking about, you're a fucking piece of shit for laughing. And I'm just like, bro, it's just not that serious. It's just not that serious for you to freak out like that. That's how I am, you know, because if I'm offended by something, or I'm mad at something, or I'm pissed off at something, even then I don't really lose my composure. I really never do. You know, I will address it. I will say something about it. I might get a little bit, for like a minute, but then it's like, okay, and then I'm done. I said what I needed to say, and I'm not going to sit here and be furious on it. Like, maybe a little bit like one way, but I'm not going to be fucking furious on that long. And I've experienced recently that a lot of men will just be like fucking furious for the rest of the night, and they will not let it go. And I'm just like, bro, like, come on, you're wasting a lot of energy on being pissed off right now. But whatever. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. That's what I've been doing. Just taking care of my house, going to work, and translating this book. Yeah, but I will probably most likely be streaming a lot more now again, which I need to do, and I'm happy to do so. So you guys will see a lot more of me again. But I'm really glad I see familiar faces here. My great followers here, Miguel and Scooby and Florida Metal. I love that you guys are here. That is really good. Of course, I do not know how long I'm going to be on. You know, it depends on how many people are coming in here and whatnot, and how much we're going to get to discuss and everything. But yeah, what else? What did everybody do for their holidays? For Yule or Christmas or Krachun or whatever you call it. Hanukkah. Whatever did... Because I do know that Hanukkah and Christmas fell on the same day this year. That's what I heard, at least. Did you guys get gifts? I got one gift. My brother paid my electric bill. Drinking lots of Duff. So what kind of beer is Duff? Oh yeah, that's right. I know you worked. Is it like a lager, or is it like an IPA, or what is it? What kind of beer is it? A dark beer? Because, frankly, I watched The Simpsons, you know, when I was a child, adolescent. I watched it because it was like what was in, and everybody watched it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I never found it funny. I could never laugh at The Simpsons. I didn't find it funny. For me, it was really revelation when Family Guy. Family Guy was my thing. When that came out, I was like, okay, that's the one. That's the one. But Simpsons, I could just never, like, why are they all yellow? You know, like, it's the same for me with Futurama, and everybody wants to kill me. And then, you don't like Futurama? I'm like, no, I don't. It's so all over the place. Like, I don't know. It's just not. No, I don't like it. So I never knew, you know, really what this Duff beer is. It, you know, is it a light beer or is it a fucking lager? Like, what is it? Oh. You weren't drinking actual Duff beer. Oh yeah, how was that show? I forgot to ask you about that. Florida Metal. And what did you get, Miguel? I mean, I said I got one gift too. Get my electric bill paid. That's the greatest gift of all. Especially when you have an electric bill like mine. Because I like to freeze myself, you know, the vampire that I am. It is true. I am very hot-blooded and it must be contained. It was great. I don't even know what kind of a genre is Nosferatu. I don't even know that band. I mean, oh, well, gift card to what though for $150, or just a general gift card that you can use for anything? That's good. Oh, the movie. In the movie theater? What? You gotta send me a link to that. I didn't know there was a new Nosferatu that came out. You gotta send me a link to the description. Okay, good. Thank you, because I really need to know now. I don't have any movie theater close to me right now. The next one that's around is like 25 minutes away. By car. Yeah, message it on Messenger to me. But it is cool, however, Miguel, that you got a $150 gift card. That's fucking awesome. Anything over 100 is really like, yes. My work didn't give me jack shit this year. It was a lot different last year. I think last year I got like a $100 bonus or even more than that, maybe. And this year it was like a $50 bonus and then a $25 gift card to Publix. Whoa, cool. I mean, it's something, you know. I'm not ungrateful, but I'm just like, my boss is a millionaire, dude, and you can't even give your employee a $100 fucking bonus for because it's not like we get anything any other time. We only get something during Christmas time, you know. He's getting worse and worse too, man. Worse and worse, greedier and greedier, and just shittier and shittier. So it's like, and I only still work 2 days a week, you know. For a minute there I worked 3, and then there was even a week where it was 4. And then on the days that I only worked 2 days or 3 days, I got called in all the time. And I was always like, yes, I'm coming because I need the money, right? But it's like, I do my job better than any of the people that work there in the front. And I still get the shittiest shifts. So I'm like, okay, I've been looking for another job. Like, I need to get the fuck out of there. They don't want me there. I texted the manager personally, said, look, I cannot pay my bills with 2 days a week. Doesn't work. I need more days. I've been there longest out of all the front personnel in the front of the house, and I get the least amount of shifts, and so I'm like, I need to find something else. So I've been looking. I'm gonna be getting more into streaming again and stuff. Hopefully make some revenue there. Even so, it's hard. I understand, but I do appreciate anybody that's subs and anybody, you know, that supports me. Anything helps, you know. Bits help. Anything helps. Yeah, so I'm just trying to do that. Besides my I also officially now teach German lessons. So I do that too. I'm officially a German tutor. So if you want German lessons, let me know. I will teach them to you. And I do it over the phone. I do it online via camera and stuff. So I do that, and yeah, so I'm just trying to dig my toes into other things, so I'm not so dependent on that main job of mine anymore. Shoes for the year. Damn. I mean, I will spend $200 on a good pair of Adidas, because that's my favorite brand. If I do get brand shoes, other than that, I'm not spending more than like $40-50 on that shit. That's for sure. On one pair, I mean. Okay, cool. I saw what you sent, Florida Metal, so I will definitely, when we're done streaming here, I will definitely go and check that out. That's awesome. So that's kind of what's new with me. Today was the first time where it rained almost all day. It was thunderstorm and raining, like actually storming and shit. I cannot even remember the last time we had bad weather, except for when it was Hurricane Milton, and I think that was in September if I remember correctly. So it's been like 2 months since we've had any rain. We had one time where it rained, and it was only for like, I mean, maybe an hour during the day, and it stopped. So today was like Ah, that was so awesome, man. Of course, as I always said, and I didn't have to water my plants, which also helps. Oh, yeah, okay, so 3 pairs of shoes. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, we had it here. And yeah, I can teach you German. I mean, it's I do charge for it because I'm trying, because that's my living, but and Russian, yeah, I can teach you Serbian, which is similar to Russian. Similar, but not, not exactly. But you can get by because that's how my grandfather, when my father moved from Serbia to Germany, and he met my mother. My mother couldn't speak Serbian. My father couldn't speak German. So my grandfather could speak Russian. My grandfather spoke like 8 languages or something. And he was able to kind of communicate with my father a little bit through Russian because we have similarities, all the bad words. Of course! Anybody that doesn't fluently actually speak the language, if they know anything about the language, it's always the curse words. Lame. What about the nice words? Know the nice words too. I try not to do, like, people will ask me all the time, like, teach me a bad word in German. And I will, but then I will also say, but let me teach you something else too, Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you so much for coming, Florida Metal. Have a good night, and as soon as I'm done streaming tonight, I'm going to check out that link. I'm going to want to see that movie. Oh, you know the nice Russia words too? Well, that's good. What, do you got a Russian girlfriend or something? What's up? Or did you actually intentionally take Russian lessons? Russian is good to know, I think. My Spanish is improving. My Spanish is always little by little improving. My thing is, like, I'm very well versed when it comes to the vocabulary because there are similarities with certain words in the Serbian language. There are similarities with certain words in the German language, and there are many similarities with Latin, right? And because I took Latin in high school, I have a good foundation to learn Spanish, and also being surrounded by a lot of Italians growing up in Germany, because there are also similarities in the Italian and in the Spanish language too. Less than people like to think. People like to often think, "Oh yeah, it's the same." It's definitely not the same. But there are certain words, because again, these are both languages that are based on Latin, where you find similarities. So my thing with Spanish now is I'm very good with the vocabulary. I'm not so good with the grammar and connecting the sentences, right? So that's my thing. Fluently? Norwegian? You may as well learn German. You may as well learn German. Oh, Portuguese is tough? I would imagine it wouldn't be. Like, Portuguese to me has like the feel of Spanish and like Serbian mixed. That's what I'm hearing when I hear them talk. Yeah, it is really hard. Like my all of my Serbian that I know now is like I taught it myself. Because my father stopped teaching me Serbian very early on in my life, because growing up in Germany, he was always afraid that I was going to get picked on by kids in school, because there's a lot of Turkish people, Polish people, Russian people, Italian people, Albanian people, Serbian people. They would all get picked on by German kids for being from a different country. And I did. I did get picked on, even so I didn't even really speak much Serbian. But that's why my father just kind of refused to teach me more, because he was afraid of that. And my mom was really upset with that, because my mom wanted me to be close to my father's heritage, my heritage, and so I then decided later on in life that, I'm just going to teach myself Serbian, but as soon as I stop rehearsing the language, I start losing it already again, and it is hard if you don't speak it at least weekly for a couple of hours weekly, right? Best daily, and or if you don't live in the country, I learned English in high school in Germany for 8 years, and I'm telling you, when I moved to the US, I did not understand a word anybody was saying to me. I could not talk to anybody. It was totally, I was thrown to the wolf. It was totally different. So, the only way that my English is so good now is because I've been living here, learning by doing. Yeah, don't forget Spanish. Don't. I have actually really become to really like Spanish. And I knew the Spanish from Spain already, right? But it's different. I have also now started to really enjoy the South American Spanish, It is, because, especially I learned the British English, so that was so different. Even in writing and in grammar and stuff like that, the American English is a lot more slang, so it's kind of like, it's a lot different. Yeah. So, it was very scary for me at first, but I was pretty much fluent. Like, after 2-3 years, I was good. I had no more problems. Which is really not that long. Really not that long. Yeah, it is. It is. So I do enjoy. I do like the Spanish language. I really do like it. And I like to learn it. And of course, it is so funny. Okay, you will probably get a kick out of it, because now I don't know which South American part your heritage is from. But so, because I am from them, like, I talk to them all. I work with Colombians. I work with Venezuelans. I work with Hondurans. I work with Mexicans. And yeah, those are the ones. And I know Peru, a couple of Peruvians. So, this whole thing began, my friend Lily, her name is Lily, and she's from Honduras, and I love her, and she's so awesome. And her English is getting better and better now, but her English is very broken still, right? Her English is not very good yet. So me and her, we do, like, we'll go out and stuff. We'll go out for a drink, whatever. And so we have our phones, and we have to Google Translate. If we really got to know the nitty-gritty of something, we put it on there, and we show it to each other, right? And then that's how we do it. So there was a point where we're talking about, like, boyfriends or whatever, right? About bullshit, boyfriends or whatever. And she looked at me, and she said, when I said something about, she's like, Escoria, and she made like this motion with her feet like she's stomping on dirt or something, and she like spit in the garbage can. Like, Escoria. And I was like, Escoria? And then she looked at another girl, which, oh, Dominican Republic. I forgot that. I forgot them. That would be Johnny and Fanny and Luz. They're from there. So now, her being from Honduras, she looks at the other girl being from Dominican Republic and says to her, in Spanish, you know, I can say, she says, you know, Escoria, Escoria. And she's like, no, she doesn't know, right? And when I told my other friend, he's from Mexico, I said, Escoria. He's like, I don't know what that means. Now, the other guy from Colombia, I said to him, Escoria. He's like, oh, no. So I found that so funny that like most of the Hispanic people did not know what that word Escoria meant. But only 2 knew that. Colombia and Honduras knew what that meant. Ah, okay, interesting. Yeah, so now I use that word for everything now, because what it really kind of means translated is like scum or trash, garbage, right? Like piece of shit or whatever. So anytime, so my Colombian friend that I work with, he's one of the guys in the kitchen, and he'll do something or whatever. It's Escoria. It's like, no, stop it! Don't say that. And I'm like, Escoria, mucho. I don't give a shit. This is my word. This is my word. Love it. She taught it to me. And then we talk about like a handsome guy or something. A handsome guy. That's like, I came up with this one. A handsome guy, but he's still a piece of shit. Then we say, Bonita Escoria. She laughed her ass off when I said that. Yeah, okay, there you go. Excrement. Okay. That's it. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, Escoria. Piece of shit. Shit. I'm so glad I know this shit now. I'm so glad I have this in my repertoire. Oh, shit. Yep. We laugh at me and her are like 2 peas in a pod, man. We will laugh so hard at shit. Yeah. And she used to like date one of the guys that we work with that's from the Dominican Republic. He's funny as hell. He's funny. But now she's dating somebody in America, an American, and she's like, oh my god, only English, like, and I'm like, oh yeah, you better learn. Like, he cannot speak any Spanish, you know. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's been bad though lately. It looks, actually, for the first time in a while, it looks nice. It's been like really dry and bad, but I did the right thing today, so it's kind of like okay. Yeah. Sweetie kills. Sweetie, what are you doing? She's oh, sweetie. Sweetie, what are you doing? What? What are you saying? What? I love you, sweetie. She's so desperate for attention. You're so small, sweetie kids. How can you be this small and the baby handsome is so big? He is so big now. Like, he's got literally the longest tail I've ever seen. And, like, he's just long. He's so long, and he's got these long legs. It's insane. I call him Long Man, because he's just long, and his face is long. So cute. The right thing. The right thing. Yeah, the right thing, because, yeah, like, I did my, I put the conditioner in properly. I left it in there properly, and then I put the coconut oil on there. Always gotta put a little coconut. See, this is already a little too dry again here for me. This area. Doesn't look dry though in the camera. I don't know, but what are you saying, sweetie Chaos?
What? Sweetie, you're saying help? Help with what? You don't know? Okay, well then stop crying, you weirdo. You want to come up here and say hi? Come on. Stupid girl. Sweetie, you're a dumb girl. You are, yes. You are not so smart, sweetie. I mean, you are smart sometimes. I don't know.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I just keep letting it grow. I haven't even been cutting it. I'm just growing it. Growing. I want it to be like super long. That's my goal. But okay, I'm gonna use the ladies' room, my bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. I got to do it. Okay, I'm back. I was looking for my cat. Remember how I said he was laying behind me earlier? And he wasn't downstairs and everything. I was like, where's he at? He's laying on my curtain here in my room. Bye, Miguel. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great night. It was great seeing you. Great talking to you. Oh, good. Ow. Baby handsome. He is so cute. He's just waiting for me to get off here so he can cuddle with me. That's what he does now. And he is like, okay, so in recent weeks I've been hanging out with people and been staying overnight at their houses and stuff. Because we're drinking. A lot of Hispanic people, right? So we'll drink and then nobody can drive because everybody's drunk. So I'm chilling there, you know. Oh, and he will be pissed. My cat will literally be pissed the whole next day that I did not come home the night before to hang out with him and spend time with him. So we've been working on new music, and I'm learning new music right now. But you know, because of my driver's license and because I don't have it right now, we haven't really been booking any shows or anything like that because it's just not happening right now with my situation. So yeah, I don't want to say anything more because I don't want to give false hopes or anything like that. So yeah, at the moment, kind of just learning new music. Never done writing music, you know, but we're just kind of learning new music, especially me and Draven. And then once hopefully at some point, maybe not, we don't know, something is gonna give, if not me, somebody else. Yeah, that's pretty much us. It's been over a year now, pretty much, but are you getting back into it though? I hope for you. I think you should. I think you should. It is good to take a break, but I think it is like something, music is something, any type of art, if you've done it, you should always get back into it, you know. For me, it's always like a thing of doing the first step. It's always the first step. When I put my step in there, it starts just flowing. It's fine. But it's the first step, getting back into it is always the hardest, because like you make excuses on why and oh man, I'm sorry. That sucks. Yeah, I know. It's hard. I know. I took a long time where I didn't paint or draw anything, and then finally I really forced myself. I did, and this was like a couple of years ago now, and I forced myself. And when I got into it, I produced some fucking good ass paintings. Like a lot of the shit that you see on here, I made, not this, but this, for instance, I made within like a year. After not having, like this one, for instance, this one, of haven't done anything in years, and I fucking I just pushed myself. This one. See, pretty much a lot of the stuff I produced within like a year span of just working, and I really just went home and I painted, you know. So once I get again with the whole, you know, I get done with the translation of the book, then I will get back into that too. That's my next step. What just happened to my, oh, okay. I'm just done. That's all. Thank you. I really try. I really wanted to. My biggest drive, I do think it's a little bit easier if you have a drive, if you have a particular thing that drives you. If you don't have that, then you're kind of like lost. And my drive is always my mom. Like, my mom did not believe in multiple things that I did. My mom did not believe that I was ever going to be a professional athlete, which I always wanted to be. That was my biggest dream, because she always thought I was too short or whatever. I wasn't good enough, whatever. Or, like, you know, that was like the only other thing I ever really did. But it's like, when it came to my paintings and my art, my mom was incredibly supportive and always pushed me. So for me, now that she's gone, it drives me, you know, when mom's still there, it's like, Mom, you're annoying. You know, when mom's still alive, it's all, everything is annoying, kind of, you know. But now, since she's been gone, that's always been my drive. That's always been my drive. Now, I've been going through some depression, like you, myself, because of my immigration and stuff. So that's why I always have to push myself a little bit more. But, you know, I'm not going to lie. The thought of that really helps me. The thought of that helps me a lot. So I can truly... It's similar with the music, because my mom was a musician too, and my grandfather was a really excellent musician. So it's like, when it comes to music, that drives me too, you know. But I mean, everybody has a different thing that can make them feel inspired and motivated, you know, and you just gotta find that thing, I guess. And even then, it's hard. The older we get, I feel like it gets harder, you know. But that's why tonight for me, for instance, was a big step. Like, because I haven't streamed in a while, in like a couple of months already again, you know. And there was already a moment right before streaming where I second guessed and said, you know what, I'm just going to make an excuse. I got to work tomorrow, and I'm just not going to do it. And it's like, no, I'm not going to make an excuse. I'm going to go and I'm going to stream. Because I need to do it. I need to not be lazy. Because it's laziness. Ultimately, it's laziness is what it is. You know, it doesn't matter what you do. If you don't do it, it's fucking laziness. Yeah, so... They're ordering you, then you must obey these orders, because they are your seniors, and, you know, that's it. That's it. And when you say bigger bands, they are trustworthy, because they know what they're talking about if they're in bigger bands that have made an impact, you know, and have succeeded. So, these are good people to listen to, in my opinion. And you gotta say, enough with the escoria, and you just gotta go for it. See? I don't give a shit. I'm gonna use that word in everything. Yeah. Because, I mean, you got all the stuff that you need. I'm hoping you didn't sell all your stuff or anything. Escoria. Right. Band name. Here we go. That's a good band name, but there's probably already somebody with that name. Good. Then you right there. You right there. You know, sometimes you scratch a spot that's like super sensitive and it tickles. I hate that shit. I'm extremely ticklish. Yeah, yeah. The way I usually do is like, you just check Facebook, because you know if they have a Facebook, so you just check the name on Facebook, and then you can see, you know, Escoria. And we are definitely a fucking what do you call it? Grindcore band for sure. We're gonna be a grindcore band. No, bro, I can't. I fucking can't. I cannot deal. I can't. Hey, you talk to me about blood and guts and bones, I'm in. I love it. I love it. You talk to me about excrement, I'm out, bro. I'm not there. Especially human. Especially of human nature. I don't care of animals. I clean that shit. I don't give a fuck. I can smell it like it doesn't bother me. Human? Nope. Right, gotta be. With that name, it's gotta be a grindcore band. There's no other genre we can do it. Shit. I can't forget this. This is my club soda, my water. Because the other night I did it. I went out and heavily drinking. It's been a while since I drank like that. I come home and I'm fucking like, I'm wasted. And I go to bed without drinking water. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to bed soon, but what I'm saying is like, I gotta chug at least half of one of these before I go to bed. Because if I woke up and had a raging headache. So I got my little Kurga Club Soda here. Stay hydrated, my friends. You're back, Scooby? What was I drinking? Liquor. Liquor's doing the talking now, Randy. Brochacho. Okay, Miguel. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for subbing. You're awesome. Hope I'll see you more now. Really hope. Okay, good. Because I get worried. Like, I just found out one of my... well, he was not a close friend, but we had a certain connection. He was special. He was not like your ordinary like person. He was definitely a special person. And I always thought of him really highly. But he had like, even when I knew him, he had like issues with drugs, but it was a little bit on a minor level when I first met him. So he was like, you know, all the girls were like after him because he was like super handsome too and everything. Never really my type, you know. But one of those things where I always knew he was like on pills and stuff, and I don't really get into that. So a lot of times drugs can keep people separated. Like, I'm not involved in most of the shit in the metal scene with people because most of the people do coke or whatever the fuck they do, snort pills and all that shit. I don't do that shit, so they don't want me around because I don't go with their crowd, right? Because they look at me, I'm of a different sort. Good. Yeah, you're right. I am of a fucking different sort because I do not result into shit like that. You're right. But, you know, it can be lonely in these times, in these areas of your life. But it's like with him, we worked together at a couple of restaurants, and he was cool. He was really cool. He was intelligent too. But I just found out a week or so ago from my old best friend that, because I texted her and I want to check on her, how she's doing. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I got to talk to her and everything. And she told me, do you know so-and-so, what happened to so-and-so? And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, he died a year ago. He died in, I'm like, what? I was like, there's no fucking way. I'm like, how? She's like, fentanyl. Or whatever. And I was like, oh my God, bro. Because the last time that I had even spoken to him, he had just gotten out of like a halfway house, like rehab and all that stuff. And he was like doing well. He had like this new girlfriend, which was also, unfortunately though, with him in that rehab thing. And they dated after, but you know, because they were both addicted to these drugs, they both got back into this and then started doing that stuff together. And yeah, and then he got bad shit, and then, or you know, he got addicted to that, and then he died. And my old best friend, she dated him for a minute. She dated him for a minute, and I was like, oh my god. She's like, yeah, she's like, I cried for like 3 days. I was not okay, and I was like, damn, bro. Like, I was really kind of in like a state of shock for that whole day. I was like, oh my god. And then she even sent me, because she was like, he looked so horrible on his because I guess he had gone to jail a few days before it happened. And there was a mugshot, and she was like, he looked horrible on the mugshot. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I would really like to see what he looked like. And she found it and sent it to me, and he was like unrecognizable. You couldn't even recognize him. So like, junked out he was. Like, you could not even recognize him anymore from the guy that all the girls were after. That was the handsome guy. It's like, holy shit, bro. Not good. And and of course, like, some people will think, and maybe it is, but it's like maybe it is a narcissistic trait, or I don't fucking know. But shit goes through my mind where I'm sitting there like, yeah, man, maybe if I would have been a better friend to him, maybe if I would have been there more for him or something, maybe he would have not done it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, maybe I'm a little bit to blame for this happening, because I wasn't a good friend. I wasn't there. But it's not like he ever really asked me. It wasn't like that I neglected it, or that I told him I can't. Or it was never like that. We just never got close. But sometimes I think, maybe if we would have become closer, maybe he would have never resulted into this, But then the reason why I'm saying maybe he's narcissistic, because, like, who am I to think that I would be special enough to him to make him feel better and not die of drug overdose? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whatever. But I'm just speaking about my thoughts, and it's just like, I don't know. Bye, Scooby. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great night. Sleep well. Yeah, it's just like thoughts go through your head, could you have done something, and and oftentimes it really, you can't, you can't. Even if a professional cannot help them, then what can I help him, It's like me. I struggle with my own things, It's not really drug addiction, but it's depression and anxiety. And, I drink too much alcohol. Let's be honest. I shouldn't be drinking that much. It's not good. I'm very, like, I don't drink at work. And, I drink at night. I have a few drinks. That's it. I'm very responsible. I don't drink and drive. I don't do that, And I don't lose my control. I drink the same amount, like, for years now. I'm never exceeding what I drink. Never get worse. I never progress with it. So that's a good sign. But it's like, I struggle with my issues, and I can truly say that I think that it doesn't really matter, that most of it is really from me, myself. That it doesn't really matter what would come in my life. It would probably not really help me with my issues. You know what I mean? It's got to come from myself. Yeah, exactly. You have to want it from within. You have to really embrace it from within, without embracing it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I was addicted to something before too, and I quit that all on my own too. There was nobody, most people didn't even know, and I did it all on my own, and yeah. But thank you so much, Miguel. It was so great. I'm really grateful that you guys all came tonight. So yeah, I think when I get off of here, I'm gonna unwind my brain a little bit by playing some more Tekken, and that's what I'm gonna do. Because I do have to work tomorrow, but I don't have to work until later in the day, so I'm fine. I can still sleep in. Sleep well, Miguel. Sleep well, Miguel. See how well that flows. Sleep well, Miguel. And then I will see you hopefully soon. Good night. Bye. Escoria! Escoria! Ah, that's the funny shit. Yeah, I might head on out myself. We had a good hour and a half stream. I'm happy about it. I'm really happy about it. It was good. It was good. So, I'm not gonna be back the next 2 days because I gotta work dinner. I gotta work night, so it's gonna be too late probably. But I'm probably gonna be back on Wednesday. I'm thinking. So, I will see everybody Wednesday. I appreciate Sensei, Miguel, Florida Metal, and Scooby Doo for coming in here tonight. It was an awesome comeback stream, and I appreciate you guys and your subs. I really appreciate it. Makes my night, and I will see you guys soon. And until then, help the cause. Stop reproducing. Always remember that we must mourn those that are in spiritual turmoil. And until next time, I say tschüss, zdravo, and bye.